Hello, my name is Rebecca. I live in Southwest Missouri in Garden Zone 6B. Welcome back to my channel. This is a several day vlog of me reworking the long side flower bed, pulling out all the perennials, planting some bushes and bulbs and wildflower seeds, and getting that going for the season. And I'm hoping today is Sunday, April 27th. I'm hoping it's not too late to be planting wildflower seeds. I guess we'll find out if they come up or not. I am dirty and a little sweaty and looking all kinds of luscious, and I do apologize, but I wanted to get this intro made and get this vlog put together so I can get it posted for Wednesday morning. So I hope you enjoy watching the process. Today is Thursday, April 24th, and I'm out here contemplating changes to the garden. I want to get something to kind of fill in there. That dog's going to get moved to the St. Francis garden, or pet memorial garden. I had originally intended to put a butterfly bush in between those two daylilies, but I really like how the urn looks and being able to switch it out with annuals. That's a calaminthe in the middle, surrounded by pansies or violas. I never can remember which is which, but they're doing great, and as long as those look good, they'll stay in there, and when they start looking sad, I'll change them out. We got Rocky Gargoyle got moved over here because the pot that was here had to be moved to make room for the 100-foot hose reel. I did go ahead and take out two of the smaller nepeta that were in there, and so the butterfly bush that I was going to put there, I could potentially put there where those bricks are instead of putting more blanket flowers. So that's a possibility there. Because from the backyard I want to move the butterfly bush and the yellow knockout rose. So the yellow knockout rose I think is going to go in this bed where that dead dwarf Kelsey dogwood is. My little people also got moved out of their home because when we moved the planter, some of these smaller daylilies here in the front are going to get moved out. Some of those irises are probably going to get moved out. This bed just needs to be cleaned up. That hose does not belong there. It's just there for whatever reason. So this bed needs to get cleaned up. The one rosemary is trying to come back. I need to trim back the dead growth, and I did buy a new rosemary too, because you got to have rosemary by the garden gate. So says the witches from Practical Magic, and I'm all about that and midnight margaritas. So those are the changes there. Now over here, I just measured this. I've got my measuring tape and my other measuring tape and my notebook and my ink pen. This is 45 feet from this end to that end. And amongst the wildflowers, I also want to have shrubs and trees. So we have the baby gem boxwood. I want to plant it over here so that come Christmas holiday season I can put twinkle lights on it. Probably going to get a few more of those. I just got to figure out how many I can have. That container is not going to stay there. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's not going to stay there. I had some peonies come up here, and probably once I get this bed completely situated, the other peonies are going to go in this bed as well. So, and from these little things that I've been pulling up, I need to take a Google picture and find out what these are. This is what's been coming up from all those things. Wild garlic, wild chives, wild whatever I thought they were, but now they got pretty little flowers, and I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to pull them up. But we'll see. That's still a work in progress. So, over here, two forsythia. That one's looking good. That one's looking good. The one in the back, meh. It's probably going to go. Those daylilies are probably going to move. All the perennials in here are coming out. The bulbs will be staying, and bushes and trees will be staying and going or joining And so I had originally intended to move this Muskingum dogwood over to the native fence area, but because it's not necessarily a Missouri native, but it's a North American native, but it's doing good. I'm just going to leave it here, let it do its thing. So that's going to be the baseline. And same thing with the red knockout rose and the pink double knockout rose. I'm just going to let them hang out here in this bed, do their thing, and then add other shrubs. So I definitely want to add this, it's a double white hibiscus or Rose of Sharon. I'm going to plant it in the middle, kind of right there where the pot is, but plant it so it's standing upright, not leaning over. So the Rose of Sharon there, and then flank it on either side by forsythia. And then we'll have the rose bushes. I actually may have to move one of the rose bushes because I think a forsythia is going to need to go there, and a forsythia is going to need to go there where the pink, wherever my finger is, where the pink knockout rose is. So the pink knockout rose might get moved down this way, closer to the peonies. And then we'll see, I'm going to measure all that out where I want those to go, and then we'll see if we have room to add any more of, I think they're winter gem boxwood or baby gem boxwood. They get 5 feet tall and I think 3 feet wide. So I'm going to get to measuring there and see what I can figure out before I go into town with my Menards rebate coupon thingy and do some shopping. It is now Thursday afternoon. I tried to get everything together that I might need for this project. We're going to be moving out the perennials and putting in bushes and bulbs and wildflower seeds. So I'll be raking up the mulch and probably putting it in the new beds. So I've got this to put the mulch in. I've got my sitting pad, my kneeling pad, little rake, little clippers, gloves, big shovel, little shovel, extra dirt, biotone starter, water for me. Up on the porch is water for the dogs. I have my mix of wildflower seeds and a packet of sunflower seeds. I have some calla lily mixed bulbs from Eden Brothers, some gladiola mixed bulbs from I don't know where, maybe Costco, canna lily I think also from Costco. The tall cannas mix is from Menards. I have my list of where I want to put stuff and measuring tape, and then I have pots for what I'm digging up to put in the pots so I can put them where they need to go. So I am going to get started and I'll check back with y'all later for progress report. Okay, I feel like I've reached a pretty good stopping point on this bed for today. I left that one cat's meow cat mint there. See how it does. Muskingum dogwood, left that there. Daylilies, left those there. Did plant some calla lilies along the back row, up and down to the point where I stopped. Baby gem boxwood in the ground. Red knockout rose. Dutch iris, left those there. That is one of the forsythia trees. I may need to stake it up. It didn't have a very good root system and it's leaning, so I may try staking that up. More Dutch iris, Stella d'Oro daylily, purple sensation allium. This is the double white hibiscus or Rose of Sharon. Again, might need staking because it didn't have a very good root system. More allium, another daylily, another forsythia, and then I've reached the point where I've got to add the 10 very heavy red concrete landscape blocks to finish out this row. And I have this bucket full of mulch. I have all these cans full of plants as well as some other cans I've already set around the garden. They're calling for rain tonight, and I would like to get some of these out of the cans and into the flower beds that they're going into tonight. So I'm going to call it good I didn't plant any of the wildflower seeds or sunflower seeds or any of the gladiola bulbs, and I still have several of the calla lily bulbs. But again, gonna get this stuff watered in, call this bed good for tonight, and start trying to get the other stuff that I pulled out of here and into the cans into the ground. Today is Sunday, April 27th, and I am finishing up this front border garden, although actually this is the side yard. So I moved the Ascot Rainbow Euphorbia from the long bed to over here. I didn't get anything else moved over here, just that, well, and the hose reel. And then over here, I took out the two big Stella d'Oro daylilies and left in the smaller ones, and the Madonna Shasta daisies and the Rockin' Pink Magic Dianthus from the longer bed went in here with other stuff. I planted up these with rosemary and Dusty Miller, and I'll be adding some flowers to that. Over here we have lavender, rosemary, and Dusty Miller, and I want to add some flowers to that. This pot's just sitting out here until I figure out where to move it to. It was sitting where we put the hose reel, so now it's got to go somewhere else. Those concrete post blocks that are just randomly around here, they've got to go somewhere else. I'm just too tired to move them right now. But Stella d'Oro daylily, baby gem boxwood, another daylily, the peonies, and I'll be bringing the other peonies over around here. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to let it grow and see if we can figure it out. I moved the pink double knockout rose down here. I don't know if you can see those little light specklings on the ground. That's the Wildflowers. They were in one of the boxes of Wildflowers. They were in kind of a, I guess in sawdust or something to make them easier to spread. So you'll see that where I spread the Wildflowers and watered them in. And then all along the back, I planted, I think I was saying calla lilies in the other video, but canna lilies. All along the back. They should get pretty tall. And then I also planted gladiolas bulbs in here, 15 gladiola bulbs. So my hope is eventually to have this bed full up enough to where you cannot see through the fence into the what is basically our front yard, but I'm using it as our backyard. So anyway, pink double knockout rose, forsythia, daylily, purple sensation allium, double white hibiscus or rose of Sharon, another daylily, Dutch iris, forsythia bush, red knockout rose bush, another baby gem boxwood, some common daylily, and the muskingum dogwood. So the only things that didn't get disturbed in this bed was the muskingum dogwood and the red knockout rose and the daylilies and bulbs. So anyway, this is complete as far as I'm concerned for this season. I'm going to move on to working other beds, but I wanted to get this done, and I'm so happy to have it done. And you may hear my husband banging around over. Oh, there he is. He's going to be measuring and starting the post for the small lower deck we're adding. So anyway, thank you for stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all come back.